Welcome back to the Dynasty Dingers podcast. We are back. It's only been about 4 months, 5 months, maybe a little bit longer, but we are back for another FYPD draft with the same crew as last year. Tim Kanak, Ross Jensen, and Doc as well. Doc, what's up, brother?
Bro, man, didn't we just do this podcast like a couple days ago, like last week? I thought it's like, feel like we haven't missed a beat. Maybe I'm just completely inebriated on the Holy Spirit, or maybe it's Cheerwine, North Carolina's choice of drink, or maybe it's just whiskey.
Tim, Ross, I don't know how you're going to beat that intro, but welcome, guys. It's good to have you back. It's been about a year since we were all together.
Yeah, the only thing I can do is wear the same shirt as Doc, and try to replicate his enthusiasm as he's. How many shots in, Doc? 5, 6.
We don't count around here. We literally don't know how to count at this point.
Finishing a bottle, hey, that's a success tonight. Ross, how you been?
I'm good, man. I wish I had something to drink to, I guess, in solidarity for you, Doc. But hey, I did trivia last night and I learned something because I didn't get the question right. But the question was like, which cartoon character picked up some saying that was already from 1942 that was already popular in Texas at the time? The answer was, "What's up, Doc?"
Ooh. So Bugs Bunny, it was not it wasn't the origin to Bugs Bunny?
It wasn't the origin, I guess. That was a Texas slogan back in the day.
That feels wrong. Like
yeah,
all of our lives, the foundation that we've lived on is gone. Well, with that, gentlemen, welcome back. And we're doing an FYPT today. This should be great for me since I've been, heads down working for how long, Doc, you as well. I know Tim and Ross, you're also busy, but I don't know very much. So take that for what it is when I have picks. Probably steer away from them. Now, these other three gentlemen, they are the experts. So we haven't had any conversation regarding order yet, but we have decided that international players that will be signing as free agents, as well as J15, are included today. So the court is completely open for whoever we want to take, as long as they will expect to be on a major league team in 2026. Guys, who is picking first? Doc, you are, unfortunately, because of last year, not eligible. Little suspension if we were in the NCAA. Tim, Ross, what do you think? Does one of you want to take it? Do you want to pass it off together?
Ross should go first. Ross has been such a boss. Yeah. This guy he took over Prospects Live, and he's just and he's helping the guys who are there make the product even better. He's done such great work. So because of that, he gets to go number one in the worst draft to ever take number one.
I don't think that's fair, but it's definitely not as exciting maybe as last year. I might even be wrong with that. All right. Well, you've been given the floor, so let's kick it off. Pick 1-1. Who are you taking?
Okay. So first, I do want to say thanks, man, about the Prospects Live thing. We're gonna go some places. It's gonna be awesome. This draft sucks, so now I'm wasting my first pick, but I'm gonna make use of this, and this is gonna be maybe a controversial pick. I'm going Munetaka Murakami, 1-1. Let's go. I'm putting all my money on the power. I know there's ample risks. People are worried about it, but this guy to me seems like he's got the highest upside potential. That's what I'm going with. 1-1. Munetaka Murakami.
Shooting for the Munetaka.
That's right.
Is the real question though? Is this consensus? And we're on a time constraint tonight, so I don't want to get too down. But I think this is an important one to talk about. No, you don't think consensus 1-1?
I don't think it's consensus at all. I've seen him drop to like 10 in FYPDs. Yeah, I mean, there's legit concerns about the contact rate and his ability to hit velocity. I think it's a little overstated. In fact, I read a report on him just the other day that more aligns with my viewpoint. It's like, okay, once he's seeing more velocity, I mean, he's got bat speed. He's got tons of power. He's going to be able to catch up to that. Teams seem less concerned. It's very likely he's going to get a massive signing bonus. We're talking about probably close to 150 million or something in that neighborhood. They've talked about 70 to 150. I think it's going to be on the higher end of that. So we'll see. But I'm going with the upside potential here. He's probably the only guy in this draft that I would think has 40 home run potential if it clicks.
I've only done one FYPD so far this year, and he went number 1. So I don't have a huge sample size to look at, and of course things will change drastically. I love that School of Hard Knocks shout out. With Chris Knock heading that league up, almost all of us are in it. Tim, you can get into this prospects only league next year, or maybe this year if we get a delinquent. But the draft was pretty cool. But he went first. I think it's funny. You almost have to be all in or you have to be all out with him. I feel like I'm just in the middle. I'm like, I guess we'll see. And that means I'll never get a share.
Well, one unique thing about School of Hard Knocks, since I'm in that league with you, we just know that it's the proximity guys that are more highly valued right now than they would be in a normal FYPD because we don't have complete major league rosters. So if you get a guy that can play right away, that's like a huge boon to your team. So, I mean, and it reflects in these drafts. You can see it like with Murakami going number 1 and the next guy was an MPB guy. Okamoto went actually surprisingly low to me in that one, but still was in the first 6 picks. So anyway, continue. Let's move on to the next pick. Unless anyone else has some comments.
No, but that's a fascinating pick.
Yeah. I do think it's interesting. He's my 1-1, but again, I'm a little disconnected, and I'm also completely spurned and hurt by some of the prep guys and how long it takes. Like, I'm tired of rebuilding teams. I've been sitting on them for a while, so like, there's a lot of what is your circumstances. Tim, Doc, would either of you want to volunteer?
Tim has spoken the least, so he has to go second.
Yeah, he should go.
All right. I'm gonna go Kate Anderson. I'm gonna take the easy card out because Anderson is like the biggest lock in this draft, basically. Starting pitcher from LSU, Seattle Mariners, has great stuff. Lefty, he's going to develop well in one of the better pitching development organizations, have a great ballpark to pitch in once he is promoted. And based on a recent track record of college pitchers, they're going to move fast. Like we saw Tolley move fast. We saw Yasovich move fast. We saw all these guys, Burns, all these guys who have been recently drafted have moved very fast. So you're going to have proximity there too. And apparently also the Mariners are shopping one of their starters for the first time in a long time this winter is the rumor. So if they move a starter, like, are you really going to want like Emerson Hancock or like, Logan Evans, like in the rotation? You're going to want those guys in the rotation. I think that Kate Anderson is going to be moving pretty quick on that team.
Yeah, I love that. And I think everything you said is spot on there. All right, Doc, 1-3. You're on the clock.
It's actually going to be you because I don't want to challenge you, making you pick back to back if you're not super familiar with the FYBD. I'm going to make you have the easy pick.
That's kind of you.
Not that easy.
Well, I think this is where it gets interesting, right? And you guys will have to help me. Someone's going to take him, but the pitcher, Ross, you might be able to help with the pronunciation. Imai. How do I pronounce him?
Imai. Tatsuya Imai.
Yeah,
I
think he's a great pick. But I'm actually going to pivot. I'm going to go Ethan Holiday. This is hypothetical. I don't have a rebuilding team, and I think the Coors effect is a big piece of this. And I think we had an interesting conversation about Nick Kurtz coming into this episode today that the listeners don't get to listen to, unfortunately. You can ask the guys online their opinions, but I think we're just sleeping on the potential of Holiday, and I'm willing to take that risk at 3.
And I was loving that because I wanted to see, because there's a lot of GMs out there who are going to be like Matt, who like it's not like I just got an FYPD like a couple weeks ago, like a week ago, pretty recently. But Matt is probably like a step behind that. Like, 5 seconds ago, Ethan Holiday seemed like he was the 1-1. So there's going to be some lingering sense there. It'll be interesting to see where things shape up. I think he's going to actually drift further away from the 1-1. And I've seen that from the industry. I have 2 picks here, back to back. We're snaking, right? Imagine I'm the last guy every time.
Yes.
It's not a good bargain. I'm going to go with 2 guys. First, Eli Willits. This is something where you have to have a long-distance game plan. If you're in a 12-team league, maybe you're not thinking about this. But Eli Willits, I saw him play in Fredericksburg. And when I see you play and you're good, wow, man, that means you go way up the ranks based on one game. But this guy honestly looks like a man. Like he's like, as a boy, but like every time he made contact, it was loud. He looked like a shortstop out there. He passed the eye test playing as a 17-year-old. He is still 17 until I think December 9th. So like he played like comfortably as a teenager, as a minor. Never mind, he can't even vote, bro. He told me how he votes. It's actually crazy. He's radicalized. He's but I was on a hot streak for comedy there. I just don't see a weakness in the game other than power. And it's like, well, Ross has said this before. Power is often the last tool to develop, right? And so I'm already hearing the power. It's just like launch angles and putting muscle on a 17-year-old's frame. I just don't. And he's over 6 feet tall. So this is something where I'm feeling pretty good about him. It's honestly tough. Eli Willits or Ethan Holiday. I don't know who's going to be better. And then just the second pick, I won't spend as much time on, but Liam Doyle. Let's go, man. It's a bit of this is, I don't know. Is that a Ross did something?
You stole both of my picks. I was hoping I'd get one of those two.
Oh, absolutely not. No way. No, he's a dog out there. He's got that dog factor. Oh man, so he's like, yeah, you see him on the mound, and there's like a fine line because sometimes I'm a little bit of a prude where I want them to be a little classier out there. I guess I like refined grit, maybe is the way to put it. Like Travis Sikora, I hear this guy talk. He sounds like a school, what do you call it? What do you call it? What's the kid in the church? What do you call him? Like, what's that saying?
Schoolboy choir? No. Choir boy?
Maybe.
The kid in the church.
He seems like he's like a goody two shoes. Like he's out there. He's like, just
choir boy is what I would think.
Yeah, choir boy. So he's just like, I just love Jesus and I'm here to do baseball and I love it all. But then like he got into this tirade of like, and I also want to make every other team regret not picking me because I'm the best. And I was like, whoa, okay, you got the best of both worlds. And so I'm thinking that'll happen with Liam Doyle. And beyond that, I mean, he just whips gas out there. He's going to defy the Cardinal way, because the Cardinal way is like a 6.5 strikeouts per 9, just inning eater grinder. And so he's got some flamethrower abilities. I'm feeling very good with my future of Liam Doyle and Eli Willits.
That's a great pick.
Well, I really like Liam Doyle as that pick too. I like both of those picks a lot. I was hoping I would get Willits. Interesting story. STS and Liam Doyle exchanged some messages with each other where he was calling out his age being incorrect on not one of the SPS leaderboards, but on the pitcher Diggs leaderboard. It was fun.
It's funny. I saw his first start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Right behind home plate for his first
start. How do you look?
Not as good as I hoped, but it was his first start in like 2 months or whatever. So it was cool. And like you said, he was throwing gas. So
I love how he's just going through Scout the Stat Lines like menus and like, what the frick? Pitcher Diggs doesn't have me down right. Like he's just got that dog.
It's that competitive nature of him. He's like, no one can misrepresent me whatsoever. Tim, I think we've had the conversation about Doyle before, but you're a Cardinals fan, correct?
Yes.
Right. And so this is a big change, as Doc said, to the organization. Are you really thinking the organization is going to give him every opportunity to be a frontline ace for them? Or is there still some lingering concern for you that you're like, okay, well, could be a reliever? We hear this every year with certain guys. Usually it doesn't turn into actual reliever risk. Where do you stand with, that kind of
concern. No concern at all. He's going to start. There's another guy that the Cardinals drafted that I really love that Doc probably already knows, and I want to give it away in case we end up. I don't know how far we're going, but I love another one of their pitchers who was actually a reliever, and they've already announced that he's going to be a starter. So I think if they're going to turn a reliever into a starter, why are you going to turn a starter back into a reliever?
Yeah, that's a great point. All right, well, I'll keep it moving. I'm going to double dip in prep, and I'm going to go JoJo Parker. I figure if I lose out on Holiday and he sucks, well, maybe Parker won't. And I think Parker's a unique case, a little bit older, coming out of the prep draft. Not a game that I love. There wasn't any tools that jumped off the map, but from the analysts that I saw, there is potential for him to turn into a potential star. I think superstar might be out of the question. But I would have said the same thing about Connor Griffin coming out of that draft, before we started to build that relationship because of you, Doc, and obviously watching what he did in 2025. So again, I like lottery tickets when I don't have any consequences attached to them. So JoJo Parker is my guy.
Nice. I am actually going to draft my number 3 first-year player draft guy. So he came all the way back around to me. That's pretty awesome. It's going to be Dax Kilby, shortstop with the Yankees. Dax Kilby, 6'2", 195 or 190 pound shortstop, debuted this year at A-ball and had a 86.7% contact rate, a 90.5% zone contact rate. He had a 104.5 90th EV, a 108.9 max EV from a high school kid, first straight to A-ball, and he had 16 steals in 18 games. So he completely lit the world on fire, and I walked more than he struck out. He did everything that you could ask him to do in his little short sample size. I think I'm in love.
That's got to be an F scores pick right there. I know he's like an FCS guy.
He only has one F score right now because there's not enough of a sample size, and that is a dead even 100 hit tool because we just don't have enough of a sample size for the other scores yet.
Gotcha. Yeah, I know STS loves that profile too, and he's been a high riser. I like that pick. It's a good one.
That is aggressive though. 3rd overall. Tim, good for you. Like that's the thing. Good for you. Like ride with it. That's what I've learned in FYPD over the last 3 or 4 years. Just pick your guys, take them. Right. Like at the end of the day, fall in love with some players, and if you're right, you're right. That's
this is the draft to do it. This is the draft to do it. I don't know. This is crazy right now. Maybe we'll get more of a solidified order as as we get into January, February, maybe March if someone's really waiting late, but some commissioner. But it's just like as of right now, like again, I almost had Eli Willits and Ethan Holiday at 4 and 5. That might be someone's 1 and 2. I don't know, right? And it could, and there's other names here who haven't gone yet, and we're about to find out who they are. But I mean, this is a go get your guy situation when Dax Kilby's going that high.
Ross, what do you think?
That's a cool one. Okay, Seth Hernandez is still on the board, right?
Nice.
I'm going to go with him. He's probably the best prep arm in this draft. You've got, high velocity. I have no idea how this is going to turn out, but I'm taking the top high school arm off the board.
Terrible organization for a prep arm, huh? No one says those Pirates can develop anybody.
Yeah, I mean they've been doing all right lately.
Well, and I mean, think about it, right? Like timeline of Skeens leaves. Maybe Hernandez takes that. Right? Bubba.
That was a dagger.
Yeah.
Hey, come on, it's gonna happen, right? He sleeps in a Yankees jersey. Like, who are we kidding here?
Oh yeah, that's ugly.
I'm putting the draft picks over in our little chat. Pay attention to the chat, folks, because this could get to a point. We're planning on doing about 5 rounds here, so just to make everyone's life a little easier.
We are making great time, though. We are
doing
great.
Not for 5 rounds.
Go. That's right. 5 rounds? I thought we were doing 20 total players. Okay,
that's the same thing. Do math, brother.
That's what I thought as well. But I am over here writing 1-1-1-8, and I was like, "You're clearly in a disconnect somewhere there." Okay, my math skills aside, Tim, you are on the clock.
Wait! I got another one.
Oh, that's right.
Back on the clock.
Look at the rust here on the Dynasty Dingers podcast. Matt's had
a little while.
Months. This is why you gotta go easy on these kids with rust, man. It's there's players like that where you just have to give mercy after they come back off of an arm injury or off of just a podcast hesitation. You never know.
I think it's not rust as much as it is just age, right? I'm likely to pull a hamstring walking down the hallway as I am,
Oh wow.
So Ross, what are you thinking for your double?
Okay, I'm going to Kazuma Okamoto with my next pick. I'm just going with the NPB guys. Let's see how it turns out. At least he's going to play right away. We know that. He plays, I think, a reliable third base. He's got a lot of power. He's hit a ton of home runs overseas, not as much as Murakami, but the contact skills are better. So we'll see. At least going with this, I can cover both bases, right? Because everybody right out there right now is like arguing who's better between these two, and now I got them both.
There's some really good power numbers here, though. Tim, what are you thinking?
I'm going to go with Kyson Witherspoon. I'm really happy that he fell to me because I already have him as my number 52 prospect. I love Kyson Witherspoon. I comped him in my ride up to Emmett Sheehan, Nolan McLean mashup. 6'2", crazy IVB on the fastball. I threw a 65 out of 65 on his fastball. He throws it mid to high 90s. He's got also a mid to high 80s slider, which is awesome when you're throwing the slider 85 to 88 out of college. And he's young too. Remember, he's getting drafted as a 20-year-old, not a 21-year-old. So he's actually young too. And the Red Sox have been really good at developing pitchers lately. But I love the repertoire because he's fastball, slider. His cutter is really a gyro slider. His slider is really a sweeper, whatever, right? Because everyone's mixing and matching these pitches nowadays. Curve, changeup, excellent command. I am all in on Kyson Witherspoon. I am a huge fan.
Cool. I like that.
I like that you took him over the pitcher for the Angels. Name's eluding me at the moment. Bremner, right? I think naturally people will just go with the draft order at times. Bremner has the opportunity to play since it's an Angels pick, but yeah, I think Witherspoon has so much upside where Bremner is kind of more of a finished product from what we're assuming, right? All right, I'm going to get real ballsy with it. I'm going to Ethan Conrad. I think what he did as a sophomore is what I'm betting on here. The injury is a huge concern. I don't love the environment of Wrigley Field. You know, from a year-to-year basis, it can be a hitter-friendly park depending on weather or a pitcher-friendly park, and that can flip on its head at any time of the year. But I just have some odd feeling as a Brewer fan that this player is going to drive me crazy over the next decade. So I'm going to take him.
All right.
Man, I was really looking. I thought I was going to be able to get him at the turn there and be all fancy with it. Yeah, he actually followed me on X the other day, so yeah, showing me up here.
Secretly, I downloaded X. I saw that he followed you, and I was like, at some point, I have to snipe Doc. It's the only reason I took him. Clearly,
I had a feeling.
Yeah, he went number 3 in School of Hard Knocks. He's got some helium on him.
He went crazy in School of Hard Knocks.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I don't believe in him that much. And hopefully, as a Brewer fan, he's not that good. But
he's listening, so you better watch what you say.
For him, I hope you are the next Barry Bonds.
This is where I think the draft kind of breaks open, and oh gosh, I got to make a pick I don't want to make. That's what it is, and that's what's happening right now. I'm gonna take MI. He didn't get picked.
That was my other option. Yeah, that's a good pick.
Ross, did you know that when you picked Okamoto? I don't know his name.
Who didn't get picked? You didn't get picked.
No.
We skipped past him. Oh shoot! I was under the impression he was gone.
Yeah, because I think Matt talked about him, so he threw you off. Yeah. I was wondering if that was the case.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna take him, and that's crazy. Like, so at that point, I'll take this. It feels like less of a gamble than going with like a top 5 pick, top 10 pick even. I think we're at here. But yeah, we are. That would be the.
Or 12,
I switched formats here to like rounds instead of overall, like in the middle of it, because y'all let me be the guy who organizes everything all of a sudden. That's not good. So I'll go with MI there. So again, it's a different game. I think like the danger is like we went from having guys like Ryu or Bayan Kim, and of course a Yu Darvish. There's different sorts of international players, but we've been spoiled with Ohtani. We've been spoiled with Yamamoto. And so Sasaki came in here and we're like, of course he's the next Skeens. And maybe he will be, right? But like there was like this real expectation of him coming in and being a frontline starter off the bat. Did not happen. And again, Ross is pretty convinced there's like the best days are to come, which would make sense. But again, he was like 23 years old when he came over, right? 23. So it's like we should have probably thought of him more as a prospect than like a surefire thing. So with these guys, isn't MI like 27? Like that would be like,
I think he's a little bit older even than that. Is he 27?
Yeah, he's 27.
See, I actually don't know ball, but I just have a photographic memory, so I take it. These things just kind of come out of it, and it's from memorizing scripts all those years. So I kind of like that he's a little older. It might be less of an adaptive thing. And I remember him saying something recently about like it just wasn't as fun playing over there anymore. And so, but that said, he'll have to get used to the baseball. He'll have to get used to the game. He'll have to get used to the grind. It's not the same. But at this point, I feel very comfortable taking him. And hopefully,
well, I think
what was
too,
that?
like we also have to, and we've had this conversation, I think we've had in a group setting before too, where so we have a pretty good track record now of Japanese pitchers coming over and incurring some kind of injury in the first or second year. Like what Yamamoto just did concerned me because it's like, how could you do this to a guy that has already shown that he could be considered fragile at times, but also World Series MVP, worth the money. But had injuries in his first year, right? Otani's documented. That's a little different. So that's my concern with the pitchers. But you're right, Doc. We've been spoiled and we've had great returns. And I think this will just continue with him this year. And what better than to get a fantasy starting pitcher in an FYPD before pick 15,
Yeah. And he's had a great 4-year run in the NPB. And this last year was his best year, which bodes really well. I do have some concerns. He's got good stuff. He made really big strides, especially this last year with his control. And that's the one area of concern I've got is that reel, because that could make the difference for him, whether he's going to be successful or not. I think he's a tier below than these other guys that we've seen, the Sasaki's and the Yamamotos, but I think it's still a very good pick.
Yeah, it's a huge drop off in the BB9. I mean, it is. You're right, and that's been documented around the circles, right? But it's just the truth. And 5.11 strikeout rate was never crazy either. So I think you have to hope for a guy that controls ERA and WHIP, hopefully, and lands on a good team to get wins if that matters in your league.
Yeah, his extension is like notoriously low as well, and then he also has a wrong way slider, which I love. It's such a fun pitch.
That's cool.
I don't know if I've ever seen that. It almost acts like a
two-seamer. You'll have to look up video after, but his slider literally goes arm side instead of glove side. It's very weird.
Whoa, I'm in. Love that. Love unique. Doc, what other unique kind of players are you looking to draft here?
Man, I'm just like realizing it's a pitcher's draft at the top, man. It's crazy, and it goes against everything I want to do, right? So I'm kind of glad that in some of my leagues I've traded away all my picks this year. But here I just can't help it. I gotta go Jamie Arnold. It sucks that he went to the Athletics. It's not great for pitchers. It doesn't feel good. He's undersized, but he's a lefty. He's crafty. The results have been there. So at this point it feels like a value. And eventually, so I mean, this is the 4.1 pick. So that feels good. So my math, so let's do math, everyone, right? This is 4 rounds, just 4. It was 16th pick, right?
13th
pick, yeah. And so
the 13th. That's what I got him at in School of Hard Knocks. I was really happy with that selection.
Yeah, no, I'm happy with it here too. I mean, so how do y'all do that? Like, because I mean, we're going from Sacramento for an unknown period of time, like could be 3 more years. I don't know, like, and Vegas, which will probably be a hitter's park too. So how do y'all feeling about Jamie Arnold?
I mean, I've been asking the question why is he falling so much? This is the same guy that just coming into last year, he was Prospects Live's number 1 pegged guy for the 2025 draft coming into the year, and his stock fell a little bit, but you have to the results were still there. It's not like he was a huge disappointment. He's pretty close to major league ready. That's why I was so thrilled to land him in that draft, because it's like I need pitchers. He's close. I think is a great match for me in that league specifically. But I also just think it's a really good pick at this level.
It's
if
just
he would have made it back around,
he had a step. Yeah, he just had a step backwards. His sophomore year was better than his junior year, and so people are just going to see that, and they don't see a line graph with an arrow going up. They see a step back, and so they don't like it, even though his season was still very, very good. But I mean, honestly, it's like, isn't it better if he took a bump and a bruise in college than in pro ball, and maybe he learned something and got better? So it's probably better that happens at that level. And I mean, heck, he still had a 2.98 ERA with a 26.2 K minus walks. It's not like he sucked. Yeah. He's still awesome. So.
Well, I mean, I have a couple thoughts on that. Like, first one, who else had a down junior year compared to their sophomore year? Nick Kurtz. He did okay. And then looking at his numbers, same ERA as the year before. He actually had a lower WHIP. Like, strikeout rate was a little bit lower. He didn't pitch as many innings. Like I could see it being viewed as a worse season, but it's almost like a exactly replicated year. He's just consistent. So yeah, it's an interesting one.
Yeah, Doc. The only concern I have is the ballpark. You said it. Like
that's why he's dropping.
Impact, right? But yeah, I think you're right. I think that's why he's dropping. To be fair, I was going to take him next if you didn't take him. So I think this is the range, right? You have tied in, have taken an FYPD, and you has no idea what month it is over here by me. So I think Arnold, right? 12, 13, 14 is kind of probably where you have to target him going in your drafts if you want him. You got to move up or take him at your selection if you have a pick in that range. Mine is interesting. I think there's still a couple names on the board that provide a good floor, and so I'm gonna take that option. I'm gonna go Tyler Bremner, down junior season, or was it senior season? Maybe Tim or Ross, you can help me with that, but definitely wasn't the year that I think a lot of college scouts expected. And then he got taken so high, and then you get the Angels organization, so you're looking at, he should be up sooner than later. The addition of Grayson Rodriguez. Don't know how that plays in, but you now have a couple guys in this Angel system that are exciting and might actually provide upside. I really think Bremner's probably a 3 at the major league level, maybe a 2 once he develops. And in fantasy, he's the guy I'm happy with at the back end of my rotation to really get me volume. That's kind of how I view Bremner.
Yeah, I like that pick. He's sliding in a lot of drafts that I've seen. It's kind of interesting. Because if you just look at his overall season, then you're going to get nailed. But you have to look at what he did in the second half. Apparently, he had something like I can't remember off the top of my head, but something happened to like a relative, like
his
died
mom,
or something.
I remember.
Like yeah. So I mean, like obviously that's going to like really mess with you, especially if you're like a kid. But he's predominantly fastball changeup. Like most people say, he's got the best changeup in the draft. So that's like the one thing is like, fastball changeup kind of has like a negative connotation a lot because it's like, oh, everyone will say, oh, you're the Chris Paddock 3.0 or whatever. If you're fastball changeup, you're Drew Thorpe, Chris Paddock 3.0, whatever. So I mean, like that's the one thing is like that has a bit of a negative connotation, but the dude is built, he's strong, and like he pitches innings. Like my comp that I threw on him in my last prospect rankings was Sandy Alcantara.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, and that's the thing at this range. I mean, I don't have that comp on him. You have more data than I do there, Tim, but that's great, right? Like if that's the last real floor pick that I am comfortable with at the moment, where we're talking about Nyans and some other really high upside, Steele, Hall, like there are names with upside, but it's like, hey, you still have a potential big league starter of above average league ability. So, to the whole point of this draft is a little weaker. I don't know that it is. Well, we will find out.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of pitching depth in this draft. It's kind of fun. But I'm going to go with Steele Hall here. You already just mentioned him, but 80 grade speed. You can't teach that, right? So yeah, I love the speed. A lot of comps thrown around of Trey Turner light kind of thing with Steele Hall. My buddy Jeff Ponce loves Steele Hall, and he's like his number 1 first-year player guy. And Jeff is he knows a lot. So, and Jeff tells me, hey, Steele Hall should be ranked really highly. Then I'm going to listen to Jeff. And I've got him around like number 10, 11 in my rankings right now for first-year player draft. But again, you can't teach speed, 80 grade speed. And if he develops even an average hit tool he's got slightly above average pop. So a slightly above average pop with 80 grade speed. And if he gets an average hit tool, then that's going to be a fun fantasy player to own.
Is this our version? And I only bring this up because it's clickbait. Not that we'll use it for that, but could we expect a Connor Griffin explosion type from him? Maybe not as much power, but is this what we're talking about? Potentially top 25 end of season next year?
If he steals 60 bags and he hits 270 or whatever, then and he has 10 or 15 home runs, and everyone's gonna be all over him.
Yep.
80 grade name.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, that really is. Ross, you got two on the clock.
Okay. Are these my last 2 picks?
These are your last 2 picks. This is the 4.4 and the 5.1. Better make it count there.
Yeah, there's some obvious ones kind of dangling out there that I don't really want to pick. So I'm going to go out with ball of fire and just go with my guys instead. So my first pick, I'm going to
We will have enough time to do a little bit of a name us a guy that you like later on. So if you think he can last this draft, maybe save it. But if you're not sure, proceed as you were.
I'm taking my guys. I'm not risking it.
Love it.
First one, I'm going Luis Hernandez, #1 international guy. A lot of upside potential here, but you're gonna have to wait years and years and years, of course, to even see if it turns out to be anything. But I'm taking my chance there. And my second one, I'm going Ike Irish. He had not a very good debut. He's a catcher with the Baltimore Orioles. But I like the power potential of this bat. And we've seen the Orioles do it with plenty of other guys. I think they're seeing something with this gentleman here. He was selected 19th overall. So I like Ike Irish here. By the way, why do the Orioles keep drafting catchers?
And why do they keep trading pitchers? Who knows? I know they only traded one, but I'm lost. My world is shattered.
Great player development, but I'm questioning what's going on in the big league, big league level here.
Yeah,
must have called Nico Harrison.
I don't know anyone could explain that except for Mike Elias. So, all right, I'm on. Right,
you're on, Tim.
All right. Last pick. There's two guys I love here, and I have them back to back, and they're my rankings. They're going to be both in my top 100 rankings. Oh, you made this rough on me, Ross. But I'm gonna go Gage Wood because there's just so much upside with him. And like for him, it's all about health. Like if he's healthy, he's gonna be so good. I threw a 70 on his fastball. I gave him a 65 on his curve. He's got to develop a third pitch still. He throws a slider and he throws it hard. Like he throws the slider 87 to 91, but he just really needs to work on it. And the command is also really good, but for him, it's just all innings. He only pitched 37 innings in college last year, but a 41.3% K- walk rate is absolutely insane. Everyone's going to remember he had like the 15K game or whatever in the College World Series. So like everyone's going to remember that. Like my comp to him is a mini Zach Wheeler meets Ryan Helsley. So hopefully he can be a starter and he has the durability. If he's not a starter, I think he's an elite closer like Mason Miller. So, I mean, like worst case scenario, you're probably looking at like a top 5 closer or something for Gage Wood.
Yeah, I love that. I love that pick. Oh gosh. Okay, so I would take naturally. I'm just going to take him. I'm going to take Schoolcraft for San Diego. I wanted to.
Why do you do this to me? How can you snipe me?
Love the height, love the organization. He's definitely not going to play for the Padres. He's probably already traded. But I think high upside here, like the body type. Outside of that, I got nothing. I'm just betting on the Padres and their history of success with the draft. And again, I'm expecting him to be traded at some point.
Dude, you forgot to mention his name is Groot Schoolcraft. And he's 6'8". What was he, like 260? He's
big
gigantic.
Dude.
80 grade name, 100%.
No, 100. I mean, we're breaking name. Like that's not even a real. That's like what's the guy's name from The Simpsons? Like, the action hero. He sounds like an action hero from the 1980s.
Talking about Duffman?
No, I'm talking about Wolfenheisen, whatever his name is.
Okay.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I can't remember.
Their families are from the same village, but I think
action hero Simpsons. Wolf Blitzer. No, it's The Simpsons. Rainier Wolfcastle. Yeah, that's exactly the vibe. They're from the same place. Anyway, Cruz Schoolcraft. He actually came up and had a crazy game. 1.2 innings. Maybe it was 2 games. No, 1 game. 1.2 innings. He struck out 4 guys and walked 3. So it's like a 21.6 Ks per 9 and a 16.2 walks per 9. Obviously, you should take that and base your entire evaluation off of it. But no, he's actually 6'8", 229, so which is crazy to say, but like it's projectable. It's a projectable 229. Out of the Pacific Northwest, we'll see what happens. I think that's a good value there at 19. It's probably the range he'll go. I would probably go a little sooner on him. My final pick in the draft. There's some good names here. I got to do the thing that nobody likes to do. I got to take a guy who's just like shouldn't be there anymore, and that's Ava Arquette at 20th.
I was
like,
wondering when he was going to go.
Yeah, I remember we had an open universe last year when you were still co-GM and Ross, and hopefully he's not good because at one point I was like, we should just like get him, and you were like, nah, I don't know if I believe in him. And honestly, though, clearly we don't either. It's just like a weird profile. He's big, you think there'd be some power coming. It seems it's unclear. He's with the Marlins, which is not great at developing, tools, but it seems like his defense is good enough for him to be third base to perhaps Starlin Cabas shortstop because he's shortstop right now, but Cabas probably got that locked down. Arm strength will be there to play third, so he won't. And that's a bat premium position. Yeah, it's a really weird guy right now, but yeah, 6'5", I think, 200 something. So he's got a little bit of everything. At 20th, yeah, you got to take him, which shows that there actually is some like sneaky depth here. And of course, it seems right now like. I think like every year we start off saying, it's not like the last year. Almost every year. 2023 was special. But like even last year, 2024, when it started off, the FYPD season started off, there was some things like a little bit of a hangover from 2023, I guess understandably. But people were like kind of like not as excited. Well, now you look back, 2024 was stacked right at the top.
I really liked the 2024 class myself, but
yeah, I mean,
there was talk about that. I do remember.
Yeah, because we just don't. Not everyone. Some guys are real college heavy. Prospects Live is big on that, and like there's a market for it because not everyone's figuring it out. Not everyone's watching college or paying attention or high. And here's the thing: you can watch college. Who's watching high school? That's a whole other thing. And as I know a lot of you, I know Ross is big on this. Sometimes Ross will be like really down on college bats. He's like, no, if you look at the superstars, the biggest stars in all of baseball, they're almost always prep kids. So that, take that into account. It might be a slower ride. And you have to look at a Connor Griffin's like 90 stolen bases and be like, hey, is he really just like picking on these Mississippi kids? Or like, is he like the best player in baseball? We don't know. And so now we're finding out there's actually a chance it could be the latter. Just reeling off the picks for everyone.
Who'd you take at 19? Who'd you take at 19?
You picked 19th, brother.
No, you did I?
Yes, Cruz.
You picked Cruz.
Okay, well, I missed somebody then because I've got 19 names written down. So you're going to tell me if I get them right. 1-1 Murakami, Ross. Nice pick. Going with Kate Anderson, 1-2 to Tim. I took Ethan Holiday. Doc double up with Willits and Doyle. I went back with JoJo Parker. Tim, you went, what's this kid's name? I have it written down.
Kilby.
Kilby, yes. This is such a
great pick. I love it.
That's to me, that's the pick of the draft where it's just like, okay, didn't see that coming. And that always is a fantastic pick. Seth Hernandez by you, Ross. We have, how do I pronounce this? Okamoto.
I wrote Okamoto in there, but that's probably wrong. I don't know his name.
I like the locomotive concept behind this with his power. It just seems like it's a natural fit there. Tim, you went back with Witherspoon at the 110. I took Ethan Conrad. Doc, go ahead and pronounce the young Japanese pitcher's name for me at 12.
Oh, first of all, dude, I just knew it started with an O. That's crazy. I guessed the guy's name, and it actually is Okamoto.
It's your what did you call it? It's your
Am I? Dude, why are you asking me to pronounce things?
Because you nailed it first shot off the rip when you drafted him.
Imai.
Ross, is that correct?
Tatsuya Imai?
Imai.
I think that
if we go with Imai, I think we're good with Imai. Okay. Tim's laughing at us right now, as you should be, Tim. This is the dynasty dinner.
I can pronounce the next one for you. Jamie
Arnold. There we go. I needed help with that one.
Dude, get the Japanese guys in here pronouncing a crude schoolcraft, and all of a sudden
they probably do a better job with their names. 14 Bremner, 15 Steele Hall, 16 Hernandez, 17 Irish. This is where I missed it. Tim, who did you take 18?
Gage Wood.
There it is. Okay. And then I took Schoolcraft and Doc. You finished it off with Arquette. Those are good names. I think we break into now the simple, who are your guys? Who are you riding this year? Doc, we'll finish with you here.
Yeah.
We'll start with Tim. Are there any guys that you're comfortable saying? I know we're not fully into FYPD season yet, so temper your words with however you want to, because snipes will be had.
Oh, there's a ton of guys that I love here. Devin Taylor was the one that I almost picked instead of Gage Wood. I love Devin Taylor out of Indiana. Walked more than he struck out. I don't know how this guy fell to the second round. That's insane that this guy was a second rounder, because he was absolutely insane for 3 years in college. This guy hit 16 homers as a freshman, 20 as a sophomore, with 18 as a junior, and capped off his junior season with 18 bombs and 12 steals. And again, more walks and strikeouts. Like, I don't know how this guy doesn't get drafted. And then he had 6 bombs even. He played in 28 games in A-ball this year and had 6 bombs with 2 steals. So Devin Taylor, a name to watch out of Indiana. The other big international kid, Wandy Asigan, big one that is probably going to be a Yankee, but he's going to be like a 16-year-old shortstop. So that's a big name to watch. There's a lot of nice international kids. I like Patrick Forbes a lot. Doc and I talked about him on the Prospect Warehouse pod. Briggs McKenzie is another good high school starter I like a lot. Michael Lombardi, Tanner Franklin, a couple other starters, big fastballs that I love. And we have here Emmanuel Luna just signed with the Cardinals international, and he's getting comps to Aaron Judge.
The Dominican Aaron Judge. Dude,
yeah.
The friggin' international comps are outlandish every year.
Man.
Who did he just sign with? Or he's like
Cardinals. Emmanuel Luna.
He is he's projected, but it's official type of deal.
No, he's already signed. He actually signed already. So it was announced like yesterday on X or whatever that he signed, and there's some Dominican reporter was like comping him to Aaron Judge. So that's why we said that.
Well, who can forget Kevin Maitan was comped to Hank Aaron? I mean, talk about comps.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he got a comp to Hank Aaron when he was coming up. I don't remember who it was that wrote the article. Some big publisher out there, though. I mean, it's crazy stuff.
Why does his name sound familiar, and I just can't place what organization he played for?
Maitan?
He's the one who got in trouble. They got in trouble, and like half their front office got like kicked off the team or whatever because they were like talking to him prematurely or whatever it was.
That's
Braves signed him, and then he ended up with the Angels, I believe. Like later on in his career, he just never. I don't know. I don't even know if he ever made it to Double-A. Maybe he did make it to Double-A.
He played for 2 teams. He did make a couple. He played about 170 games at Double-A. I think his age was also misrepresented too, or was he not one of those guys?
I don't think so. I just think he just didn't have the Hank Aaron talent.
Yeah, he's on the Twins now. Great shout out. Ross, any names or first off, Tim, did you have anyone else that you wanted to rattle off for us there?
Those were a good amount. I'll let you guys. I don't want to take
like 20 guys there, dude. That's like somewhere pretty.
Anyone else? Let me just give you my whole draft.
He started with one I knew, and then after that, it was just like absolutely no clue who he's talking about right
now. Just making up words. Like Briggs McKenzie just sounds like a made up baseball guy.
I love that.
Oh, that's great.
I got a couple guys I'll wrap. Andrew Fisher, I think he was probably one of the better players to debut this year, and he was selected in the first round, 20th pick. He's kind of an up arrow guy. Like he had a really good junior season before he got drafted, and a really nice debut at high A. So he's somebody I think you want to keep your eyes on. He would have been my next pick if I had another one. And then a couple more. I think Tim did a good job covering some of the internationals. I just want to throw out a couple names that I'm a little more interested in. Francisco Renteria. And then I don't even know how to say this name. Jensen Custodio. Jensen?
Janser? I don't.
Janser? Yeah, that's a tough one. But tough name. Good talent. He's another guy I think I'd keep on the radar if you're willing to wait a few more years.
I'll tell you, if I can't, it's going to sound so bad. When I look at the international kids, I actually draft them on, could I ever pronounce this name properly without assistance? And if not, I'm like, I just can't be in on you, dude. Ronald Acuna. I can say that one.
Matt's leaving the podcast game. He's going out with a bang. He's getting some edgy jokes in there. Look at that. Again, bring the Hispanic kids on here. Have them talk about crude schoolcraft, and I want to hear it in an authentic Germanic accent, or else it's offensive.
I only have two names. One is mine, and then one is a good friend of the show, Richie. I'll start with mine. I think Ethan Petrie is a great shot in the dark. I don't know where he's going in drafts, but just so much power in college, and from the price tag that you're getting him based off what he showed in school, I think this could be a great corner bat, a utility bat that you have. Like the landing of the Washington Nationals, they need a lot of help in the infield. So maybe he gets the opportunity at first. Maybe he's there for their DH. Maybe he is outfield. I just think there's a lot of like bat to ball talent with power here. And I'm guessing he's probably a 3rd or 4th round pick in most standard size league drafts. I could be wrong. And then Richie's always right about one pitcher a year. Doc and Ross, we've talked about this, but his guy this year is Chase Shores. He just absolutely think he's gonna turn into a big value piece in a potential front line starter with strikeout upside. And he's been right almost every year on his one single guy he singles out. So I wanted to shout him out.
Yeah, so Petrie went in 98 though, and we had a guy who went to my high school and he called himself Petrie. It was spelt the same, so I don't know what Ethan calls himself, but
we talked about that. It's either Petrie or Petrie, but
I know a guy and he called himself Petrie, so this guy's also Petrie as far as I'm concerned. 98th overall pick in our School of Hard Knocks draft, so that's extreme value. He went pretty late. Some concerns over the hit tool. Nope. So this is an indicator. Nobody's talking about Jace Laviolette, and we didn't pick him, and he's got crazy power. So maybe he's, if you are taking him top 10, top 20, there's more risk. But like if he's falling outside that range, like, okay, well now you're in profitability world, right? Where did he go? He did go 19th in our draft, in our School of Hard Knocks draft. So that'll be an interesting name. A couple other guys, Slater DeBruin. This guy's getting buzzy, I think. There's some Corbin Carroll comps coming out. So, when you start hearing that, the buzz has begun. And he is he with the Orioles? He is, yeah. So go look at this guy. He's like tiny. He's not tiny, but he's shorter and he's super muscular. He's kind of a quirky guy. I think
those guys.
He does silly videos and like has pit vipers on. Like he's a little grinder, so I think he'll
see this? He's the cousin of Caleb Durbin.
Are you serious?
No.
Oh,
I'm freaking would have lost my mind.
Durbin. It's wordplay.
Wait. 2025 Rookie of the Year contender Caleb Durbin? We all predicted it from the get-go. What, he finished 3rd?
Slater, Durbin, Caleb DeBrun, same thing.
Yeah. Wrap up a couple. I won't go too deep. I'll go 2 more here. And that'll be a couple of Kansas City boys who really could have gone in this draft, like in our draft in the top 20, Sean Gamble and Josh Hammond. I guess they just sound like they're from Kansas City, so maybe that's it. Josh Hammond, he's just Hammond. This guy, he's got big power, so there is a difference between the two of them. It looks like this could be a real 25 plus home run guy. I almost get a bit of maybe better hit tool Josh Young vibes. I don't know why, but maybe because their name's Josh and I'm just a dumb guy. But but I think he looks like he could be someone. Both guys are prep. Right. So this is the mystery house that we live in. Sean Gamble, I was talking with Tim just before this podcast, and we'll wrap this up in a second. I know Ross has got to go, but Sean Gamble, great name, first of all. He went off to IMG Academy at 14 years old. He left home, right? He decided he wasn't one of these guys playing all the sports. He wasn't one of these guys who's like, yeah, I guess I just happen to be good at baseball. He decided, I want to go make it my life. And so there may be risk of burnout at some point. Was this the right call? Have I focused on other areas of my life? These are things that maybe the stats won't tell you. But the flip side of that is if this is his thing and he loves it and he's so passionate about it and he's been maxing his attributes up from a young age. I mean, Sean Gamble, he's super projectable. I don't see a weakness in his game. My gut says he could really become a gem of this draft. And frankly, Kansas City needs it on offense.
Very nice, Doc. That was informative. I feel like now I have no
Don't
choice.
pick him when you're drafting with me.
I feel like I have no choice but to take him right in front of you
Good
now
steal.
in every single league. Gentlemen, great job today. Anything that you guys want to say or shout out? Tim will give you a chance to shout out Ace Ball before we roll out of here.
Yeah, actually, we got Doc and I have been doing Prospect Warehouse Pod this off season.
I'm just a whore.
Yeah, with John Anderson. So the three of us have been going team by team and giving top 20 prospects for each team. So check out the Prospect Warehouse podcast. You can find it on the Fantasy Ace Ball feed, or you can find it on the Data Warehouse MLB Data Warehouse feed. But check that out for sure.
Absolutely, yeah. That's Doc. You know, you had to find another lover, and I'm glad that you're in good hands with the boys. Ross, what's going on with Prospects Live? Scott the Statline. You got any great updates, or you just keep pumping us great content? What's the word?
I mean, it's going to be the best year ever for both of those sites. I mean, straight arrow up. I'll give this shout out. Two things. If this gets published fast enough, Prospects Live got nominated for the best media platform for the Mantle Hobby Awards. Please go vote for us. If you've enjoyed any of that content, those guys have worked so hard on that side. And it's going to get so much even better 2026. Like we're going to take home multiple awards next year. I'm 100% sure of that. STS. The second thing with Prospects Live, we are changing the pricing model starting January 2nd. Everybody that's already locked in at their current price levels, all going to stick the same. We're not going to raise any prices on anybody. So you have a chance to get in at lower prices. You get like insane amounts of content for $5 a month. I mean, price of a Starbucks coffee right now if you lock it in.
Not even.
So,
you see
yeah,
those damn bears? It's like $30 out the window.
Yeah, it's crazy these days. You can't find those deals anywhere. STS marching along. The model is getting better every year. We're dialing that website. RFF is back in writing. So anyway, that's all I got to say. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it, guys.